Hey everyone, I've been meaning to make this video for a long time now, so here we go. I'm very humbled and honored to be part of this, and what has been happening is that I've been nominated into the eBay Canada Seller Hall of Fame. So eBay has celebrated their 25th year anniversary, and what they did is that they have put together 25 sellers that they want to highlight their store, you know, give them some visibility. And so I'm one of them. I'm very, very honored, like I said. They sent out a photographer over to my place and they took a whole bunch of pictures. They did a little story on me. They also sent out a videographer over to my house to do a video. And the video is actually live on YouTube, so I'll link that I'll share it, and then I'll probably link it in the video's description below as well if you want to check it out. So yeah, like I said, they sent a photographer over to my house and they made a coffee table book. And so there's 25 different sellers in here, and they sent me 2 copies of this book. So I gave one to my parents. But yeah, there it is. Pretty nice hardcover. Cool. I don't know if this is true, but usually they put the best ones at the very beginning. So let's see here. There's some forewords of people and an introduction. Oh, look at that. I'm the first one in the whole book. I don't know. Hopefully you can see that. But yeah, so the videographer took pictures of my workshop and everything else that I do. All right, so let me read this to you guys. All right. Former city transit driver Eric had a secure career with a comfortable salary, pension, and health benefits, but he was unhappy with work schedule and missing out time with his family. And that's all true. So I was here, let me just open the door. It's pretty hot in here. I was a bus driver for public transit, and I was driving buses for OC Transpo for about 7.5 years in total. And you know, the first 3 years I think were really fun. I really enjoyed it. And after that I just started not liking it. You know, city transit, you'd see everything. Never mind, I won't go into that. And yeah, it was a great job because it had I was making $28 an hour, and I had a full pension and also benefits, you know, all the dental, health benefits, chiropractor, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, you know, what's your happiness worth? So it continues, while driving his bus throughout the city, Eric noticed that people were setting out appliances for collection. Close the door. My kids are hammering away at something. Knowing that they likely still had life in them, he decided to venture back to those areas after his shift to pick them up in his minivan. It's hard to remember that, because you know, my first car was, before I had a truck, it was my minivan, and I destroyed the inside of my minivan picking up scrap metal. After running some tests, he realized that many of the appliances had perfectly good working parts that he could sell on eBay. Eric realized that selling parts on eBay was a great way to earn extra income, so he decided to spend more time working on this new venture. Eventually, it became his main source of income, and he was able to exit his career. Soon, Eric's inventory had expanded to include parts of all kinds, as well as vintage collectibles. Now he works with businesses that collect broken appliances, so he doesn't have to go hunting for things to sell, but still enjoys looking for antiques in storage lockers and at farm auctions. Yeah, that's all pretty much true. Eric likes the independence that his online store has given him, as well as the ability to support his wife and 2 children. And this is a quote. eBay has been the perfect fit for me. I can spend time with my family while working from home. Yeah, so passion, keeping perfectly good parts from ending up in landfills. Business, appliance parts and collectibles. Location, Osgoode, Ontario, launched 2002. So 2002 is when I opened up my eBay account. But I wasn't really putting anything up on eBay up until 2015. So this May is going to be full-time eBay for 6 years. 6 years since I quit my job. It's yeah, there's lots of different sellers in here, and well, from all over Canada, Prince Edward Island. Yeah, pretty neat. So if you want to check out the rest of the sellers, I'll link that in the description below as well. So yeah, I get a nice little book to keep. eBay has also sent me some merch. So I get this "We Are Open" sign up and running on eBay. So if you have a storefront, you can put that up in your window. Roll of eBay tape. This here, they sent me this. I won't unfold it, but it's a light box. So you unfold this, it makes a little box, and you can take all your pictures in it. So that's really cool. So they sent me that in the mail. When I was working for OC Transpo and driving around buses, I was always working night shifts. So I would be starting at 3 p.m. working till 1 a.m. or like even 2 a.m. So yeah, after my shift, I would get my car and go back to these neighborhoods and start picking up stuff. And that's how it all began. I would just be going through and finding all these treasures, and then I would find some things that were really, really cool. I remember one house just threw out a whole bunch of antiques, like real antiques, and I thought, hey, this is kind of neat. And but I didn't throw it with my scrap metal. It was like one thing was a big cast iron horse head. I sold that on eBay. And then, yeah, just gradually I noticed more I could be making money on this stuff, and it snowballed from there. With OC Transpo, I was pretty unhappy for a long time, and I just thought, it's fine, I can handle it, it'll get better, but it wasn't getting any better, and I had to do something about it. I couldn't keep working there at all. So I think the biggest thing was that I had full support of my wife. She said, if you're not happy, you gotta find something else. So yeah, she encouraged me to quit, and I did. And as soon as I quit, I just started listing on eBay. I mean, I think I listed for 2 years straight, just every day in front of my computer, just getting, collecting, processing parts and cleaning them up and putting them up online. And I don't know how I did it, because I mean, when I quit, I had a mortgage, I had a wife and kids, 2 kids to support. So it's really scary. I always thought to myself, the worst thing that can happen is it's not working out and I have to get a job. There's lots of work. I've had so many different jobs my whole life. I've worked all different kinds of jobs. There's no problem. I can go somewhere and get a job. So I thought, that's the worst case scenario. Yeah, I mean, it's scary, but at the same time, it was a huge relief to quit. I had a lot of bad memories that happened at OC Transpo, a lot of bad memories, so I'm glad to put all that behind me, and I'm much better off now, even if it's the pension, having that, you work your whole life up to the time you can collect your pension, which is like 67 or 65, and then you can live your life. I don't know, it didn't make much sense to me. A lot of drivers, there was a whole bunch of bus drivers that were all retiring around the time that I was working there, and what was happening to them were they didn't know what to do with their lives after they retired. And unfortunately, a lot of them just died. They died 2 weeks after quitting. So I don't know, it didn't make much sense to me to be unhappy my whole life for a pension. So yeah, I was on eBay's radar because I was applying to a yearly contest that they have. It's a Entrepreneur of the Year award. So they do this every year to award someone, a seller, with the Entrepreneur Award. So I was applying for that a couple years. So I got on their radar of a very unique story that they liked, and so they were in contact with me, and then they asked me if I wanted to be, start into this project that they're doing, and I agreed to it, and then yeah, just went from there. They've been working really, really hard. You have an idea of what corporate eBay is like, and it's just a bunch of regular people that are working really, really hard to keep this platform competitive, because it's a very competitive market out there. And eBay, tried, tested, and true. That's all I can say about it. It's just easiest, most user-friendly platform on the internet right now that you can make money by just making a quick listing and shipping off an item. And I love it. I really, really do. It's my number one go-to source for income. We did the photo shoot for the eBay book, and they've been blasting this Hall of Fame online as much as possible. And I've met a lot of nice people, a lot of other great sellers throughout Canada that I didn't really know that they were doing the same thing I'm doing. It's pretty neat. And I met. I had a couple of Zoom calls with the general manager. I talked to him about a few things. I got a good insight into the back end of eBay, like what they're doing, and it's a slow process. There's lots of things that you want changed, but they're dealing with a legacy software, like legacy platform that they have to modernize. So the other thing that I want to mention in this video is eBay payments. So I signed up for eBay payments, and my account has recently been activated. And what it is just eBay will collect the money from your buyers on your behalf and then deposit it directly into your bank account instead of your PayPal account at your schedule that you want. So you can have it scheduled weekly, every other day, whatever you want. So we have it set up where it's daily. So at the end of the day, the money that I made on that day, it will get put directly into my bank account. Right now it's a long weekend, so the money I made on, I forget how it goes, the money I made from Thursday all the way up until Tuesday is when my next deposit is going to be. So it's going to be a big one. But normally you would get 5 payments a day, I think. Still trying to get used to it. It's different than PayPal. Normally you just get all your money put into PayPal, and you can just request money and you can transfer money into your bank account. For us, PayPal, usually it was pretty quick. It may take like a day, maybe 2 days, depending on my Minister of Finances. She takes care of all that sort of stuff. But it's just eBay payments is a little bit getting used to, but I like it. You're not really going to save any money doing this way, because PayPal, they take their fee, but it's just now, and it's a fee for moving the money around. And so now eBay is just going to take that fee. So, but the thing is that you can see all of that right there in the payment. So there's no surprises. You can see everything that they're doing, all the fees that you have to pay. So you have your final value fee, and now your eBay payments fee coming off the sale. So I filmed some sales that I made through eBay, so I'll attach that to this video just to wrap it up. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next clip. Okay, my goodness, we just had another package dropped off from eBay Canada. The gifts just keep on coming. Unbelievable. Lots of nice bubble wrap I can reuse. That's good. I always like that. So I started opening this up, and thought I'd do it on camera. So it's just because I don't know what it is. It's kind of exciting. Alright. Oh, look at that. It's a coffee mug. Well, that's good. I love coffee mugs. I use them every day. eBay Canada Seller Hall of Fame 2020 inductee. 2 coffee mugs. There we go. I almost broke it. Hope I didn't break it. T-shirts. t-shirt that says eBay Canada Seller Hall of Fame. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, there we go, that's nice. Ta-da! So let me show you guys some of the things that I've sold over the weekend on eBay. I think I sold around 10 things, and some high ticket items here. Start over here. This is a part of a vacuum cleaner, Dyson vacuum cleaner front head. Sold that for $30 and $22 for shipping. It's going to New York State. So this is a motor that spins the brushes on a Dyson vacuum cleaner, and doesn't really have a part number except for the number on the actual motor here. But yeah, so I took that apart and cleaned it up. It was a really run-down vacuum cleaner, but I was able to save that piece along with a few other things from that vacuum. This here is a water pressure tank for a well. So the motor sits on top of here, and these you can buy them in any hardware store. This one here I got at a garage sale, and it was a moving sale. It was a pretty rundown kind of garage sale that he had a lot of stuff in storage, and everything was dirty. When I saw this, the box was completely destroyed and was actually covered in pigeon poop too. So I'm just selling just the tank and nothing else, but it's brand new. So anyways, I sold this for $120 and $30 for shipping and $18 for tax. And I think that's going to Quebec. Yeah, when I went to that garage sale, there was just a big pile of, I put a big pile of stuff all together, and we made one price for everything. So, you know, that, I can't really remember how much I paid, maybe like $10 for that. This here is a soap dispenser system, like a, what do we got? Commercial cleaning soap dispenser system. So I sold it for $60, $20 for shipping, and $7.79 for tax. It's going to Ontario, and I'm not going to take it out. There's a lot to it, but it's used for dispensing different chemicals, cleaning chemicals. Yeah, so it's that. I got that at an auction a while back, a long time ago. It's been on eBay over a year, so finally sold it. I sold this for $25, and it's going to Ontario. Sorry, Quebec. So these things I sell all the time. They're pretty standard. It's an element from a flat top glass stove, and yeah, sell them all the time. They're easy sales. This here is Filter Queen parts. This is a cone from inside a Filter Queen vacuum cleaner. I like Filter Queen vacuums because I find old ones all the time, especially now that spring. People are doing the spring cleaning and they throw these things out. I find them quite often. So this is the cone guard for the filter, and this particular part never really been able to sell, but I had it listed anyways, and I had two of them. They both sold, so selling them $20 each, so $40 roughly, and $17 shipping. That's going to Ontario. Sold a dishwasher rack. Not very much, $50, $42 shipping. That's going to Ontario. So this here is a Sony Laserdisc player, and I sold it for $220, $27 shipping, $28 sales tax. Going to Ontario, and these are desirable for collectors and people who want to play Laserdisc games. This particular model is pretty sought after. It's known for being a good machine that you can run Laserdisc games off of. Sony LaserMax. And I got a whole bunch of these from an auction from the Science and Technology Museum here in Ottawa. Oh man, I think I got like about 15 units or so way back. It must have been a couple years ago now. So I had a whole bunch of these on a shelf. I used to have a shelf here. I rearranged my setup, but I had a shelf here, and there was, I don't know, There must have been 10 of them. I had 10 of them left, and they were up there for a long time. And this past winter, I finally had time to go through them all, and I was able to find 6 good ones. So I had to throw out about 4 of them. Anyways, I should have vlogged about it. It was pretty interesting, but I was able to take the laser head out of one machine and put it into another one, and I made, I was mixing matching parts to make 6 good ones. So, but they all seem to have a problem with the door, and I said that in my listing. Here, I'm just going to turn on the light here so that the power can come on. So they have a problem with the door, and it's an intermittent problem where the door gets a little bit stuck. Let's see if this one opens up. Yep. So it's been sitting on the shelf for a while. Has no problem with the door. But regardless, I mentioned that in the listing, that if you have a problem with the door, you have to open the whole thing up and kind of work the gear. It's like some grease or something gets hard, and it clogs up the gears. But this one's working good, so I'm going to ship it out. These are really good sellers. I've already sold one from this new listing that I made, and I sent it out to California, and that was a while ago. Haven't heard any complaints from him, so that's good. Because that was a lot. I was worried about sending this big heavy unit all the way to California. It was a heavy package. And I have a few more things over here. Basic computer motherboard. Pretty vintage. I don't know how old it is, probably early 2000s, but I sold it for $69.95, 21 shipping. That's going to Ontario as well. Yep, basic motherboard, just a couple sticks of RAM and a CPU with a CPU fan and all that. A couple of Subaru parts from the Subaru Forester that I dismantled last year. So this is the power steering pump bracket. So it's just the bracket by itself, and that was pretty hard to get off the engine. But yeah, so they paid $50 for the item, and they're buying express post shipping for $40 because it's going to Missouri. And this here is the charcoal evap canister, and that sold for $100, 33 shipping, going to Massachusetts. So that is the whole assembly, all of it that I could take off. The hose and this clip was really rusted, so I just broke the clip because I couldn't get this bolt off. So there's a little bolt back here that I couldn't get off, so I just broke the clip, and I made sure I noted that in the listing. There were 2 other bolts that I could get off pretty easy, but that's the whole assembly for $100 going to Massachusetts. That's it. That's it for the sales for today. I'm going to package all that up and get to the post office.